Have you ever tried one of Barney Stinson's plays from his playbook, and how did it go? I actually pulled off the Lorenzo von Matterhorn, and it weirdly worked. So a few years back, I was freshly out of college, living in a new city, trying to meet people, and honestly just bored one weekend. I was rewatching How I Met Your Mother, saw the episode with the playbook, and thought, there's no way any of these work in real life. But then I figured, screw it, let's do a little experiment. For those who don't remember, the Lorenzo von Matterhorn is where you make up a ridiculous name, create a bunch of fake websites about yourself being famous, and use it to impress someone at a bar. Challenge accepted. I picked a ridiculous name. Declan Stormborn. Yeah, I know. Sounds like a Game of Thrones character crossed with a WWE wrestler. I spent the entire Saturday making fake websites. One was a Forbes 30 Under 30 feature. Another was a fake TED Talk on redefining global logistics, whatever that means. And one was a People magazine-style article about how I was Hollywood's most elusive producer. It was full of nonsense, but it looked real. I even added a fake IMDb page with like 3 short films and a currently in post-production sci-fi trilogy. That night, I go out to this rooftop bar with a couple friends. I dress like a guy who'd maybe be famous but didn't want to be recognized. Baseball cap, jacket, low-key but expensive looking. We're standing near the bar when this group of people comes over. One of the girls jokingly asks why I look like I'm trying not to be seen. So I lean in and very quietly say, "Please don't Google me. It's just exhausting." Boom. Hook set. Of course, someone immediately Googles Declan Stormborn, and to my absolute shock, they're all flipping out like, wait, is this real? I stay mysterious, sip my drink, tell them I mostly stay behind the scenes, and that I just wrapped a shoot in Croatia. It was 90% vague nonsense and 10% fake humble brag. But they bought it. Or at least they thought it was too funny not to roll with. We ended up talking for like 2 hours. I didn't lie about anything personal, and eventually I admitted it was all a social experiment based on How I Met Your Mother. And instead of being mad, they thought it was hilarious. One of them even admitted she used to watch the show religiously and always wondered if those plays could work. We all ended up grabbing late-night food together, traded socials, and stayed friends for a bit after that. Nothing romantic came of it, but it made for one of the best nights I'd had in ages. And to this day, I maintain that if you put in the effort, the Lorenzo von Matterhorn is surprisingly effective. Just, maybe don't use it on someone who actually reads Forbes.